Hey, everybody, it's me, Jonathan Millard, the voice of the Vale, back with another Big Hype podcast brought to you in association with Hype Energy Drinks and Bravos, boxing gloves and equipment. Check out the links in the bio. But tonight, joining us on the Big Hype podcast, my very, very special guest, Angelo Dragone.
Hey, you're well.
Oh, mate, I've been practicing all day.
Yeah.
And I've been practicing before the 8th of February, so that's the whole point. That's why we got it on there. How you doing, mate? You all right?
Yes, very good. You just finished work. I was rushed back to the fight down me and quick podcast with these
I appreciate you coming on, mate. Thank you so much. I know you're a very, very busy man with the gym and everything else going on in your life and boxing as well. But we'll come to all that in a minute. First and foremost, the question we ask everyone on the podcast: how and why did you get involved in boxing?
I started like when I was about 16, 17. I was in the market a bit and like as a new club school, he was a 3 times world champion, young, but he started from a really age. I used to like look up to him. He was a young guy, obviously, but I used to look up to him. How good he was, and my uncle was a boxing trainer as well. But what really got into it was I kind of traveled down the roads a little bit and needed kind of channel my energy into something like boxing. And yeah, I kind of never looked back since really.
So it's in your blood more or less. Then in that capacity, it's handed down from
in the family, like.
And how obviously you went to watch some of those early fights with the family, and what was that like looking up to your uncles and your
my cousin
partner's
was
friends?
like a brother to me, like, and used to watch him and be excited with watching him and stuff, and just a great boxer. He had over 65 fights in the amateur, one about kind of nearly 60 good record. Just when the Welsh and all this kind of sacrifice and stuff definitely showed me the right path to do, man.
Yeah, it's crazy to think, like you're saying there. I mean, when you say like a 75 fight record, that's almost nowadays not so much heard of. That sort of level of boxing that we get. I know obviously the sport has transgressed and changed into what we've got today, but this does seem to be a sort of that was just that sort of era of having 100 fights, like that doesn't seem to happen that often anymore. And that,
I think there's so many like options these days. You got obviously Reds from enough amateur like you go right down there and like this route was like ladies cage fighting is obviously kickboxing, and I think there's like people. Like for me, I had like a pro style straight away. They really like on the amateur skill wise, it was like tough game. So it's just the professional game. The problem is like where your kind of style is at, like.
With regards to your style, obviously you touched today. You're more of a pro kind of way of fighting. You have an amateur background though as well, don't you?
Yeah. So we had 23 amateur fights. One like 12 on average. We also have like a 50 record to just I got beat against the skillful boxers, but it's just I always give everybody a hard fight, because they just come forward and tough as old boots like me. So
I think obviously the numbers, although a lot of people will say, well, it's important. I'm of that opinion where actually, no, it's not that important. It's not even that important professionally sometimes.
No.
It's just showing that you're out there and you're active and you're busy and the majorities are on your side and you're going in the right direction, then...
Yeah, I think back then as well. Like I was fighting as a literally fight anybody. So like when I remember it was like my last was like I was fighting a guy called Nico Morrison when I had the fights. I involved me in the game of the skill and were obviously much better than me, but I just wanted to test myself these days. Looking at Facebook, and I remember when I was looking at Facebook, looking at videos, it wasn't like that then. So like people like you see kids when they lose these days, they kind of like you can see them, the tantrums and they this and the other, and they try to explain look, when you lose, you only learn. You know what I mean, it's not about like as a boxer, you know, like football, you win one week, you lose the other. Sometimes you beat the guys you think you're gonna beat, you skip out the season.
It's the learning curve. It's the apprenticeship, as some has referred to it as. You know, it's that opportunity to learn. You know, how to deal with some of those losses and how to deal with it professionally and deal with it. You know, and grow up in the sport in that capacity, and that has its place. And I totally agree. Hats off to you as well for running your own gym. I know Stallion's a gym down there. You know, I've announced a few of your lads when they've come up to the Eastern Division and sometimes in the Southern. And you've got a good crop of young amateurs coming through there as well. Not on your own there, are you, though?
No, I've got a few other coaches helping out as well there. So Ethan George was the current world champion as well. We've got Rodri Davis, who's a former amateur boxer. And I got Shin, who's just on the team now as well. So we're a good group of coaches helping out for the amateur boxing. Obviously, it's my full-time job to train like as well as the amateur boxing. I do my personal training and my class and stuff. Which is the 24/7, like so.
Surprisingly, I've caught you in your house like this evening, not in the gym. Exactly. I must be blessed and honoured in that case. Then you've mentioned some great names there. I mean, I've tried to get Ethan on here a couple of times without success, unfortunately. We also have the incident that happened before Christmas where I was there ready to. What's the words I want?
Announce the show.
That's the words I was looking for. And I couldn't think of the words. I was ready to announce the show. We're all ready to do everything, and unfortunately, circumstances were the way. Well, you know, I'll tap my hat to anything really, but the words just went from me then for a second. Just don't understand why. But
did you still get paid for it?
Well, we won't come into that. We discussed that off camera. Let's just say a deal was struck, and very fortunately, I'm on the next show down in Swansea as well on the 8th of February. So I'm ready for your fight to announce you as well, because you're on that card, are you not?
Well, I was going to tell you I watched the off card.
I'm sorry.
Because obviously in the meantime, the Welsh title didn't come up. The first match on the stand against Snow. So me and my team started obviously Angel's my trainer said, look, you were prepared for 4 rounds, which you're not really going to get much money from, benefit from. Obviously you got to defend the title, you come out with like no cuts and bruises to go into a fresh this league win. So and do you mean for a 10 round Welsh title fight, get up to the 4 round. It's a bit like go through the motions, I guess. He's just from the good there. There's a bit of a smile, a bit cautious maybe for not getting that. And he's having some bad like whereas massive person back behind, you know what I mean?
There's a lot
to sensible decision to go off.
Yeah, there's a lot to take in board there, and there's obviously a lot of a lot of boxing business going on. You talk about Enzo McAnally there, obviously former world champion. You know, being coaching you through some of the more business aspects of the sport in that capacity, and Enzo's a great guy as well. He's so tall. I always take my hat off and I was like, get a bit of vertigo looking up to him, but he's a great guy as well, and so he's helping that in that capacity. That's a shame. Obviously I won't be announcing you unless Mr. Sanaga decides to sign me on that dotted line, and but it's going to be on BBC TV as well, the Sanaga show as well, I understand.
We just bring everything up and just thought right to just get fucking check it down from the website.
Big Hype Podcast, sponsored by Hype Energy Drinks.
That's great. That's fantastic. No, best of luck with that one as well. I mean, you said you turned over pro in 2018.
Yeah, so it's 28 then, so it's quite late in the obviously if you look at that one turner over now, they're in a proper man, basically. But I say proper man, I feel I'm a problem man now. Like I feel like in my prime now, like as I'm 34, going on 35, so you never really know till you actually experience it yourself, But yeah, obviously it's quite late as a pro during over, but I was ready for it.
That's the question I was going to ask. I mean, you already answered it fundamentally there. I mean, coming into the sport a little bit later, you've got a bit more knowledge and a little bit more experience than perhaps a 19-year-old or 18-year-old turning over pro after.
I always say like to the box. My first fight was like 17. That's very cool turning over like 18, 19, 20, 21, but they can kind of hopefully get that clear. You can rugged journeyman and you see a lot of them get upset and they kind of don't progress for years because they kind of turned over a bit too soon and they go like 11, 12 now fighting like basically journeyman was from the back and then when they do step up and they get without so yeah, it's a fine line there. You gotta have someone a good team around you, and just be ready for it. Because there's amateur boxing and the rest. I always felt it's like rugby league. It's like the rugby league is physical. It's intense and it's a different ball game. With the amateur boxing, you kind of points scoring and such, and not the same sport like you see Olympian amateur boxing, they took over, and they just can't quite cut their like I mean.
I was going to say, you've obviously we're not going to have boxing in future world sports at the moment with future Olympics, but you touched there in the Olympic sport and it being the amateur style in that it is very different to that professional style, and you totally named it. I've never heard the analysis of rugby union, rugby league, but it makes an awful lot of sense actually when for the educated rugby fans out there as well. It's tough, it's grueling. That's a union. It's a bit more easy packs, faster pace, point scoring, opportunities, less compact. Contact, that's the word I was looking for. Not doing well with words this evening, am I? So less contact, but again, it's about the point scoring, as you said, and that's a really good analysis. Actually, I like it. I might steal that from you. I might use that one going forward. Obviously, you debuted, as I say, 2018, coming into a little bit later in that capacity, and like you say, you've got a good team around you, and that's going to help you. We started off with a flurry of wins, a couple of fights, and then we went into a little loss against Christian Toos. That was for your first Welsh Championship as well, wasn't it? So how do you prepare differently between obviously going from the normal ones, which we normal ones, I suppose, if that's the word I can use, but into
if you look at my record, I turned pro. I always said fought like 2 journeymen, like decent journeymen. And because of my age, I wanted to kind of step straight away. So I was in my first 6th round, my first fight. Fought a guy called Reece Saunders. He was the former British Masters champion. And a lot of people said, God, this is a big step up, might be doing a bit too soon. And I came through with my fellow, so to speak, recently with Angelo fight. It was one of the best 6 rounders the year, I'd say. Like, the leaders are great. And he taught me a lot of lessons in that. Because he came to kind of, to fight to win. It was a good 6 round battle, and we learned so much from that. And then after that, I just went to the website, I went to call Christian Sims out after my 3rd fight. And I think it was like a show. I've been with us for that whole fight. He was on the same card, and we both walked on the same height. And after the fight, we announced the fight this was going to be announced. My title fight, so I think he was maybe at the time I was 4-0, and paper obviously a lot more experience, but I wanted to fight him, and I don't know whether you see the fight, but it's a very controversial fight because I see all the people in the crowd thought they won. The commentary had they be winning by like 2-3 rounds, and I rolled the end of my career. He was confident, and he had me winning as well. But it was down in the world's worst scorecard is really controversial with the street. where people say, "Oh, fuck you, Rob, didn't I do the club?" And we were on. We tried to appeal it, it was so bad.
Okay.
But Mr. Gamble, like, he wouldn't give me the rematch either, so they're disappointed. But so, see the fight afterwards, I obviously had my second chance and so on. But now I finally am proper straight with my hands. I'm glad that it went that way because that way, you know what I mean?
You put the fire in the belly. Controversial is one way of describing it. Certainly I've watched it back, and I've been again just trying to catch up and stuff and watch some of your older fights back, so just to catch them. I think I've watched that one. I think actually, if anything, I was there the night in Merthyr when you announced that, and it was in the crowd and just enjoying the night. But yeah, so no, it was controversial. Let's just leave it there. But it did like the fire in the belly, or in the beast, and obviously push you forward to moving forward to doing what you going forward where you are today. You obviously then went on the journeyman route, kind of. Maybe I don't know if that's the right way around it, but you went on into the away corner and up into London, up into Wembley. Your first fight outside of Wales in that capacity. Yeah. What was it like fighting in Wembley? Because that's an iconic venue for a lot of fighters.
After that fight, obviously we chased the rematch, but it didn't happen. Then COVID hit, so that was the big thing to do. Obviously, boxing was on hold, but it was like the professional boxers all athletes could train in the gym, so I was like, let's get my head in some training. So I was able to go to the gym, train, like obviously on my own, and then the coach was like, "Well, man, I forgot." And we said, "No, we're just taking over." There's an announcement idea of doing shows with no crowd and stuff for now. So we had a phone call like with about 3 weeks notice. They said, "Yeah, we took him. I guess the guy could probably get to 5 fights. I guess like 3 or 4 knockouts, people punch, good, very good boxer and pedigree." Take it. Nothing else to do than have a fight. We took the fight. There's quite a story on it. I was just like trying to get through it, just get through it. And basically my medicals were out as well, so because it was 4 weeks, I'd been asked where I was in. So my man was to go for a show. And then the boxing guy announced that, so then my brain scan failed. I had to go and see like a neurologist, and just like extra test. It was like showing like a big difference from the previous year. So they wanted to kind of make it a bit more clearer.
Okay.
So like there's no see appointments and stuff like that. So the week before I had to drive to London, the other US appointment to see a neurologist, and it was like doing you were like putting like puzzles together, testing reactions and all that. I thought, oh, this is like back in school. So anyway, afterwards then the bill for the neurologist is £3,000. Like £3,000, I'm only getting purchased £3,000. If I do, so said, no, don't send the bill to match through. And then obviously they have to figure out your first. I was like, oh fuck, they didn't even want to fight. But anyway, all 3 happened. And then obviously we go to London the week before because there was we put outside the Hilton in London. It was all like COVID tense, so they wanted to get a swab.
Yeah.
And then you get escorted to the hotel room. And you won't get out of the room until you have the results in the morning, you know?
Yeah.
So the results come through the bottom of the door in the morning. I was like, oh, that's the negative. So I phoned in the coach, you negative? Yes, you're all out. It's like big, like Christmas Day. So we were out on the kind of on the floor of the hotel, and we were outside. So we had like our team to ourselves. It was just like everywhere, press, it was amazing. Interviews like the every day, media day, weigh-in day, and obviously the fight. was like no crowd, so we had the music, and we walked out, there was no crowd, like, it was weird. But in the fight, then, it was a great fight. I lost by 2 rounds, it was a very close battle. And in the last round, then I happened to break my jaw. So I don't know whether it was because of the crowd not being there, but I just heard I just one punch, and I just heard my jaw crack. I was like, fuck, that didn't sound right.
Ouch.
I just kind of held on to my life. I mean, these are my experience. But in my back of my head, is thinking, I'm not going down, I'm not going down. Sky falls. So, yeah,
like the COVID stuff. The lockdown was a crazy time, and and that's why I wanted to pick on that one, because I kind of it was. You explained it then. The attention that was obviously taken into it, and making sure that all the fighters were clean, going through that process, and making sure that they came out and were able to put on shows. It was a weird time for boxing, and like you say, coming out, I can't imagine announcing to an empty room, although I have done.
He wasn't in the ring either. He was like on the stage, like weird.
Yeah. We weren't allowed to go into the ring or be anything. The same in the amateurs for a while afterwards as well. We weren't allowed to go into the ring. I remember that, and having to stand on the side.
I paid my bill up and give me my purse. I like to get off because it was one of the best fights of the night. You covered
cleared.
Bill, so you still got paid for that. So thank you, Eddie.
You go, Eddie Hearn, a good man. Didn't hire me, but still a good man. I'll let him off. I'll let him off if he did that for you. Then fair play to him. And then obviously we were sort of coming out into, after lockdown, we came back into the Welsh remits again. A couple one at Selwyn Centre against Phil Price, the Pharaoh, good lad from the Eastern Division, very good amateur. You boxed him for 4 rounds, winning on points, and then we're kind of up to Jake Tinklin and again Gitsoff. Is it Gitsoff? That was the last fight in Llanelli that you just had TKO and win in the second round there as well. Any of those stand out as sort of ones that you thought, you know what, that was going to be a difficult? I would imagine Jake Tinklin is that was for the Welsh Championship as well, so that was the one for you as well.
To tell you the truth, after the Price fight and the Kick Brandon fight, I was like 2 months to go on the road, so I was going to go on journeyman to Lenny. I had 3 fights penciled in, like one after the other each week. Then I had a fight offer for the Welsh title with Jake Tinklin. And I thought, I'm going to do this again. I'll show them this is come for it. And I went for it and frankly, there's another fight, right down to the wire. Jake actually beat me in the amateur fight. Knew it was going to be a hard fight. He's very tough, exactly like me. His game and tough as old boots. So it was a great fight. One of the best fights of the night. I'm always excited to fight. That was one of my favorite fights.
Jake comes from
emotional.
I was going to say, Jake comes from a family of boxers. His sisters are boxers, and other brothers as well as a boxer as well. So again, good pedigree and really strong amateurs in the Eastern Division. Again, I've announced Jake that many times I can probably count them, and you probably need toes as well to count them. So again, a good solid boxer in that capacity, and like you say, great fight as well. Going the full rounds and winning on points on that one as well. But you got the championship. That's the most important thing. I should be and the takeaway from that.
That's all I wanted to win with professional website. I know my level. Just win. Went to do my things and family proud, and everybody who supported me over the years. To finally give back something which I wanted to do for a long time.
Oh, you certainly did that.
Never to give up as well. So always, obviously, definitely hard way. Lost a couple of times. I could have easily just walked away and stay retired. But somebody chipping away, I can't do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you said there, you challenged yourself. You wanted to do it, and you can, you believe it, you can achieve it. I know it's corny, but again, it is an opportunity, and there's opportunities that are still to come. So, which brings us up pretty much to where we are at the moment. Obviously, we've already explained the one fight is off, the other one is on.
Yeah.
And that's going to be for the championship as well. We'll go into too much in that because it's still a little bit out yet, and it's still a little way out. But how do you feel how's the camp going for that? Have you already started going into camp for that?
Yeah, so it was training for the 8 to 5 years, so just kind of kept training up. But obviously, 6 weeks to go, so training hard. Become a bit more like hard work and smart next week with Renzo. Just be starting up every week, looking forward to the fight. I was originally going to watch James Atkins, called me out and stuff, but that didn't kind of happen for some reason or not. That's the fight I was looking forward to the most, to be honest, because he called me out because I was a bit back before them, but I think everybody knows still absolutely smashing, so when I did it, anyway, we fight with a teammate now, Tom James, who probably is the hardest to fight paper. He's a good boxer, good fitness, and I think it'll be a good fight to kind of come and week and then so easy, so it'll be a good fight.
I think it's going to be a great fight. I think actually, Tom Jones. That's Freudian slip. Tom Jones. He's not from Pontypridd, so he's all right. So Tom James, anyway, it's going to make a great fight. Now, obviously, you said earlier, you said you know your level. You've achieved what you wanted to achieve. It was a dream of yours to get that Welsh Championship. Is there another dream? Is there something else that you'd like to do? Is it before hanging up the gloves for the final time?
I haven't really thought about it really, but I have wanted to fight for a Commonwealth title. So I said, obviously, I didn't think I thought they would win the Welsh title, but to win 2 titles would be absolutely amazing. So just think if soon becomes I'll take it more fans to get Mark the Perth out already. If it's one more big fight like I'll take it. And 35 in March as well. So I have got long time. I mean, my license runs out in April. So if nothing meaningful comes along, then I'll probably end up retiring, to be honest. Because I'm satisfied with the fighter. Obviously, if someone is going forward, then we will. We're not spending in fact taking fights from British or European level fighters, because at this age I want to get out, be happy and safe and healthy as well. So it's going to be worth it. Honestly, 50-50 about all you can win out and win. I just get offered a fight for. Did you see the Ben Parker versus Stelios fight?
Yes, top tier.
Yeah, got offered a fight potentially with us Stelios to win the repeat. So that sounded nice paper. So I didn't accept it, but nothing can really come of it. I don't know whether we could look up later down the line. I definitely take that fight. So just kind of fights like that, maybe someone like the tasty, right?
It's calling him out I'll tag Johnny Clark on you as well, so you can try and make it happen, because so hopefully to maybe pop up on top tier in a show they've got a show I think in April I think as well, so it'd be good to perhaps maybe make that happen. Maybe they can make it happen. So
I'll get the MC job. We'll get the Stelios fight.
Sounds good. So obviously you're talking there about the end of the career, and obviously you're already doing an awful lot still with what you do outside of the boxing ring. You've got your own business, as you say, you've got the gym they're running as well with the amateurs and other things going on. You've got a lot going on outside of boxing, but after you hang the gloves up, is it business as usual? I mean, going back full tilt into the gyms and into the coaching side of it? Is that the
future? Like obviously you got the boxing club, we got the clients, fitness members, obviously big shout out to all them who support me as well. They kind of keep me going. They know when I'm camp as well. Not be fast, even harder. If I'm in camp, But only had a nice kind of community built in the gym. We all were kind of fighting off each other, we all help each other. It's a nice community, and we all pushing out and one another. So I'll definitely be carrying my adventure down that line. I would like to get my pro training license, maybe over a couple of floors in the future. Not really many professional trainers around Saudi and Australia. Mostly I'm from Amazon, so maybe it's some fighters out there which want to turn pro and they maybe. So I might go down that route, to be honest.
I've often thought a lot of the pro training, perhaps any training really, I suppose, because obviously I live up in the valleys, we're high altitude, breathing is more difficult. Why more people don't come and train in Wales? Maybe the reason is because we don't have the trainers and the camps and the facilities, but with yourself going forward, that might change. And I think obviously, there's great opportunities to be out and about training in different places and different locations. Think of the shots. If you're a cameraman or an entrepreneur in the promoter in that capacity, looking for those shots and people running at mountains and boxing rocks and stuff off the top of mountains, it's a dream, and perhaps that is the future. And I wish you every success with that if that's where you're going with it. So anyway, we have a little podcast tradition where we close the show with a either or. So it's whatever your preference is on these ones, and I'm just going to throw them at you, and hopefully you give me whichever one you prefer. So, you ready?
Yeah, ready.
Angelo Dragone, here we go. Southpaw or orthodox?
Orthodox.
Body shots or head shots?
Body shots.
Train alone or with a partner?
Alone.
Early bird, night owl?
Early bird, definitely.
That's why I'm doing this so late in the evening. He's like cursing me.
Before the milkman. Yes, before the milkman, before the
milkman. Mum people won't know what a milkman is, but we do. We're at that age. Heavy bag or speed bag?
Heavy bag.
Underdog or favourite?
Underdog.
Boxing gym or outdoors? Short and powerful punches or long and technical?
Short and powerful.
Fight dirty or fight clean?
Dirty.
Loud crowd or quiet atmosphere?
Loud crowd all day.
Quick knockout or strategic win?
Say again, sorry?
Quick knockout or strategic win? Okay. Hypothetical question. This fight is still never signed and may never be signed again. But AJ or Fury?
I think AJ knockout.
I think there's still a lot of people interested in that fight happening. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Well, it'll be one of the greatest fights we've never missed. True. Angela, how do people follow your journey? How do they get involved with you? How do they find you on social?
Instagram is Angelo Dragone Boxing. Facebook Angelo Dragone. Just Facebook or Instagram really.
Fantastic. Angelo, I wish you every success in your future and good luck on the 1st of March. I might be there. I might not. Who knows? If I'm free, I'll try certainly come down to the Vale and try and get a ticket because it's going to be a great night for Welsh boxing. So much going on that fight. God, shame we're not going to... Well, I'll probably see you on the 8th of February. Will you be there?
Yeah. I'm probably going to ask Hero if he's down to again. So I'd like to be there because the few... names on the card which I like to support and stuff.
There are some great people on the card.
My teammate is actually boxing a really good lady as well.
Yeah.
So, we're trying to support them regardless.
Well, I'll see you on the 8th and I'll be doing my job hopefully in the ring. And a great night of boxing in Swansea at the LC2. Yeah. And well, until then, thank you so much for coming on the podcast this evening. Have a wonderful evening, or whatever your plans are. Going back to bed, he's got to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning. John, come on, get on with it. So thank you so much for coming on the Big Hype podcast tonight.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Thanks again. Take care. Hey, I hope you've enjoyed this podcast. Please don't forget to subscribe and like this and follow this on all of the platforms that you're following your podcasts on, and keep it locked in for every Tuesday at 12 o'clock. We'll be launching a new podcast. So keep it on the Big Hype podcast.